Welcome to PageBlast, the show that invites its audience and the fickle whims of fate to participate in the creative process. Each week your hosts, Yog and D-Man, armed only with their wits, your suggestions, and the roll of the dice, will endeavour to complete for you a roughly hewn graphic narrative that is not just any random comic in PageBlast. D-Man.
Yes, Yog. I cannot hear anything come through the stream. I can
You are up. I can assure you, you're up after a few more interesting technical variations.
Yeah.
We're on PageBlast again. We're ready to do another interactive live comic book using the dice and just pure luck, as well as our own wits. So let's go to it. We're going to start with genre, I believe, this week.
Yes. Well, hang on. I'm a little bit distracted at the moment because I'm trying to juggle a few things here. But let's see. Let's just get into it, shall we?
Yes. We're going to go for genre first, apparently.
Genre first.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So what do we do? We've got 18 here, so we're going to roll.
We've got 18, so we're going to get a D10 and a D8 together. Can we do that? We can do that, can't we?
No, I can just go and press 18, and we get 18. And what have we rolled already? We've got 6.
6? Thriller.
Okay, interesting. So, sometimes it's interesting to have a double genre. Shall we think about that?
Okay.
All
yeah,
right.
Let's do it. One more.
Right. 6 again. Oh, it's a thriller.
Thriller.
It's a thriller. There's no questioning that. All right. So I guess let's go to a location. All right. What do we got? We have 20. So let's choose
a D20.
Oh, 20. Let's choose 20. And we've got 8. We seem to landing on 8 all the time.
It's a super thriller in the city.
In the city. Oh, this is nice. Yep. Okay, shall we go and start drawing something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whilst we look at our character sheet.
Do you think we should choose characters? Well, we can draw a city first because...
yeah, we can do that.
Because...
Let's get that down first.
Yeah, in a lot of ways... A lot of ways... the city don't really want to introduce the character straight away in the city. So it's a thriller.
Shall we go noir, given that we've got city and thriller happening?
That is exactly what I'm kind of thinking too.
Because that could be a fun palette to draw. With a lot of lighting and shades and shadows and...
Yes. Okay.
Brings in some classic element to it.
Okay, so what period do you think we should go? Shall we do another location roll and see if we get another hint? Anything else?
Well, like if it's in the city, I don't know how...
We can throw it out.
I can see a sewer happening. I can see a jungle happening. Not.
What does a thing...
I can see the sewer.
Okay.
I don't know how a mountain's going to fit in there.
Because we could roll medieval city or something like that, or a utopia, and just if it works, then we'll go with it. If it's too random, then we'll probably have to go with it.
All right. Let's do 1d20, see what happens with doubling up on location. I don't know if that's going to...
It's a medieval city.
It's a medieval city. Okay. That's bloody lucky, I guess. We'll take it.
That's cool.
Medieval city it is.
Yep. Well, we
may not need to worry about any kind of noir palette. Although we could still we'll see what happens. We'll see what the
Well,
characters come up.
it's not the first time we've seen a noir medieval mystery, is it? I can think
No, guess not.
There's a few like that, aren't there? Stories that are noir medieval stories.
I haven't seen one that I can think of.
Okay. The first one that comes to my mind is, which I can really hardly remember because it's so old. The Name of the Rose was a noir medieval.
You think that was noir? I thought that would be more. I thought that was a little more on the adventure side of things. I think.
The Name of the Rose.
Well, it had that.
Am I
it was
thinking
a mystery.
of
It was a thriller, but it had the
That's the really old one with
Yeah, Sean Connery and Christian Slater when he was a kid.
Right.
It's a masterpiece, that film.
And what's his name? I love the Hellboy guy, Ron Perlman.
Uh-huh.
As Salvatore, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Was that it, Salvatore? No, I've got something wrong there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Salvatore.
Okay.
It was great in that. It was very very humorous kind of
okay, so Flying Buttress is
strange character.
Yes.
Yeah, Ron Perlman, that was when I first saw him in a film ever. I was like, wow, look at this guy. What a mutant.
But he's not really at all. They just
He's a
made
genius
him,
is what he is.
They made him look like one so much that he kind of just fully got typecast, really. This is not the greatest Flying Buttress in the world. What am I doing here? Okay, let's just get this done really quickly. Some kind of indication of a medieval type of idea.
Yeah.
I can't really.
You got some.
I've got to get this done
parapets
quickly.
happening.
Yeah, that doesn't look good to me.
That'll give it away.
Some water spouts, often called gargoyles, but they're not. These things. Did you know that? That the things that they have off the side of buildings, like this guy, are called grotesques.
Grotesques?
Yeah, and if they are
like
all
things.
but if if it is actually, I'll make it into a gargoyle by adding a water spout. Okay, now it's a gargoyle.
Aha, nice. There you go.
It's raining. It's noir, so
let's
just
all right.
make it fully. Let's noir it up a bit here.
Are we nighttime or are we daytime?
Well, it's nighttime already.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay. So I wonder what's going to happen here. We might. It's a mystery, a thriller. That normally is a mystery. We were talking about this before. Why is a thriller called a thriller? What is it that makes it a thriller? It needs to have mystery in it, doesn't it? Or is there something else?
I think we kind of came to the semi-agreement or the confusing agreement that you could fit them both quite nicely. A thriller, I guess, has that little bit more action in it and a bit more of a rush. The stakes are higher. You've got lots of you've got a few elements that could come with it. You've got fear. You've got you've got a bit of everything, I guess, in a thriller, isn't it? Like, it just depends. Everything could be a thrill ride. It could be like a necessary. I think we're coming to that thought of it being in a horror category as well, depending on what you're doing in that sense of the mystery, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about at the moment. I'm just blabbering, but thrillers and mysteries, they seem to do really well in the genre market.
It remains a mystery what a thriller is. Okay,
I
so
guess we could say that.
until now, might have to look that one up to find out exactly what. Because if we're doing a thriller, do we know what a thriller even is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's enough to indicate some city and medieval. I would normally track down from there, but I think that's good enough. So it's not the greatest opening kind of scene, but let's pick a character.
A bit more rain, perhaps?
Oh yes, good point. Good point. It's a little bit sparse on the rain.
Just trying to think of some suspenseful things.
So you have movies like, you know, your you mentioned another time that movie Heat. So is that a thriller? Because there's a lot of action, but it's all like a bank robbery, so it's a heist movie. But does that mean
It's a heist movie, but it definitely has thriller element.
So
Considering that you want them to get away, and but at the same time you you also want the cops to catch them. Like it was seen from both sides. It was amazing.
I'm no wiser to what a thriller is. I don't really know. Does it like so? Because you have crime drama, crime stories, and you've got noir, which are often crime, and they're often mysteries. But a thriller, there's some kind
You
of
can fit it
other,
in any genre, really.
I don't really understand it.
Well, I think because it's so
What
diverse,
does it say?
you
What
can
does
chuck
it
it in
say in
any genre.
What does it say in Wikipedia about thrillers?
Oh, there's many variations of what a thriller is, and I think it's quite fascinating in the way it's presented in most films. Like a kids movie can be a thriller. Like it just depends on what the
Can it?
situation is.
Okay, yeah. But well, I'd love to know what Wikipedia
It's like
says.
levels of thriller.
I'd really like to know what Wikipedia had to say about that, because
I'm
thinking.
I'll pull it up. Let's have a look of Wikipedia's definition of a thriller.
Okay, so in the meantime, I will draw a new frame, and we'll get ready for a new character or two. And we haven't got a story arc. We've got nothing. We've got a location.
Not yet.
Okay, so all right.
I'd like to roll a character before we do start our next cell. And then I'd also like to roll a start for the story.
We've got 20-sided dice. We seem to be pretty consistent with this, so...
We've got the clown back, and we've also got a fish person.
Okay.
We'll take the soldier.
Soldier. All right, let's roll more than one character and see what else we got.
A soldier and
a clown.
Well, clown in medieval times. This will be fun. I'd say
Okay,
Jester.
no, this is okay. Yeah, exactly. We've got a clown and a jester. I think we need one more character.
You sure? A third one?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, because otherwise, how are there going to be a mystery if there's only two characters?
Yeah, I guess so.
5.
A devil.
The
good,
devil.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
This is good for our thriller. I think we should stop here and have a good think about what we can really do with this, and let's get our story arc.
Let's get our first beat then. Our first act.
So we've got 13
list.
here.
All right. The good old D13.
9.
Fear.
Well,
that's not too difficult. We've got a devil and we've got fear.
Great. So
we're getting something sort of coming together now. All right.
Yeah. Really should have maybe I could have started off much better with this frame here. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of flipping this whole thing so that I can do something more up, hand, down, Don't ask me why, because if I can use this gargoyle, see how that's proven how crooked crooked my drawings. That's a very, very crooked building. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got a clown.
We've got a clown, we've got a soldier, and we've got the devil.
The devil.
It looks like our thriller is set in some kind of historic period.
Mm.
Okay, the one thing we just got to keep in mind as we go through this is elements of suspense, excitement, surprise, anticipation, anxiety. These are things that Wiki is saying that are generally based on around the genre of thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what we already spoke about and couldn't put it in words properly, I suppose. But there you go.
Well, I'm kind of confused, and I'm having a bit of a think about how to bring in whatever. So we've got a clown.
Well, let's see. How about the clown, the jester, is dead already, and the soldier's overlooking it. The soldier stumbles upon it. Maybe the soldier's doing a patrol.
The death of the jester. This is a good idea. I like it, D-Man.
Well, if it's a thriller, we need to know why the jester's dead, I guess. So we can. I mean, this is where our mystery comes in, which we haven't rolled the mystery, but we'll bring it along just to assist the thriller.
Well, the soldier is clearly the investigator. Okay.
Yeah.
Because and the devil. This is interesting.
Well,
so
the devil's
going to be
hold off.
Well, in the medieval times, we're just. I'm thinking about how we could use the devil. In medieval times, the devil is normally guilty of just about everything, so he's the main suspect. Right?
Always.
I know.
It's the number one excuse for the Inquisition to exist.
What is the quote? Don't mention the Inquisition? No, that's not it. Okay. So, let's have a broken Jesse's been thrown off the building. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is frightening.
Or he could be just horribly. Okay, so the devil's the main suspect because this jester is completely broken in some unnatural way.
All right.
Maybe. So he could be all like twisted and broken. And like have a leg up here.
This undoubtedly brings fear in the soldier that stumbles upon it.
It looks like he's relaxing.
That's that. It looks like the legs. It depends on what you do with the left leg. We'll keep going, yeah.
I think if I break one of these legs fully like this, because there's a leg. Oh, that looks a bit weird. Okay, there we go. It's pretty broken. Okay, this is a difficult one today. Got to take it seriously. Can't be too flippant with the crap. With our whole thing. Got to be serious. Try and break this guy properly. I saw a good bit of a thriller last night. It was one of these ones that had very low score on the tomato factor. But I really liked it. And it was Brightburn. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, that's the Shadowrun kind of thing, isn't it? With the orc cop.
No.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of something completely different. I beg your pardon.
That's the Will Smith thing.
That's Bright, isn't it?
Oh, that was awful. That was.
You didn't like Bright?
No, I didn't like Bright.
Yeah, I kind of liked it because I sort of liked that role play game Shadowrun, which it really felt like that show was about.
Oh, so this is a thing that it was copying. Well, not copying,
I
but
don't know
emulating.
I think they're just. There's a lot of inspiration there from the looks of it, but I mean, a lot of the Shadowrun community looked at that Bright movie with Will Smith and went, "Yeah, that's Shadowrun." Not
Right.
totally, but pretty much, hinting that quite possibly is taken from that, which is
Right.
a very classic role play game. And but then again, it's like calling True Blood Vampire the Masquerade. There's elements, but it's not really all the way there.
I've not
So,
seen. I've
but
not
this
seen that.
Brightburn, that's like the superhero one, is it?
Yes, it is, but
Yeah,
not at all. I know you don't like
not as we
superhero
know it.
stuff. No, because it poses the question: um, what if the person who came from, like your Krypton, your Superman was actually a really wasn't sent here for the for the same reasons. Maybe they were getting rid of the guy, you know.
Hmm.
So it's basically Superman, but what if Superman was a really messed up psychotic maniac, right?
Excellent. And people didn't like it, huh?
People didn't. I think it was too
Well,
scary.
looking
Yeah,
at
I
the
found it
scores
was
now, actually.
really it was really pretty scary kind of. Um, it was actually one of the scarier movies that I've seen for a long time. They managed to make a real sense of dread from this character, um, even though it was unrealistic because people can't fly, and all that kind of stuff. I think they did a really good job, and it was produced by and written by the Guns,
James Gunn, yeah,
yeah,
he's
and his
another
brother.
genius.
So it was written by the
Amazing dudes.
yeah, it was written by the Gunn brothers.
Hmm.
It was directed by someone else, which is
David Yarovesky. He
yes,
also helped. He also did a bit of work on some of James Gunn's things as well. I think he worked on Guardians of the Galaxy.
okay.
He did something there. Did some behind the scenes things. But yeah, this was one of his first features, I think. I know he did another feature before that. He did the Hive.
Okay, the Hive. The Hive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put some people looking on here. They've discovered this is the discovery of the murder of the Jester.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to keep the fear happening on this page.
yeah, I don't think he's broken enough for it to be. I mean, the medieval times they tolerated kind of some pretty horrific things, so they wouldn't expect the devil if he had just been thrown off. He was just a little bit broken. Let's have some kind of real real problems here. A bit more of a problem. Sort of bone sticking out, maybe. A bit too far. That okay. Bone. Yeah, I really liked it. It was very tense. It was very tense and quite scary, and there was some real horror in it too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I didn't get around to it, unfortunately. It's something I want to put on my list.
It's on the streaming services now. So
Yeah, I think Netflix has it.
yeah. Oh, Netflix? No.
Not Netflix?
No, it was on one of the pay for.
Like Amazon or something.
Yeah, like Google Play or something like that.
Right.
I guess they'd all have them. All right, and now that looks pretty broken up. Now, can we see it's a Jester?
That's a very, yeah.
It's a
That
little.
Jester's not alive.
He's yeah. He's.
Oh, all right. And that soldier, we can just see his legs standing
just
over
see
him.
his legs just there. So.
Yep, good.
Okay. It's a little bit scruffy, but we move on. So now I guess we see the the face of the... Oh, this is going to be grey all of a sudden, so watch out for that. Face of the soldier.
Yeah. Looking down, perhaps.
Yep.
So we get a bit of an angle. Well, we don't need an angle, do we? This could just be portrait-like.
Oh no, but if we're going for fear here, so let's do exactly that, like you say. It's
an angle.
Yeah. The soldier. Yep. What kind of if medieval soldier?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you could have just a guard.
I'm thinking I actually need some kind of reference because he's not going to be.
Sure.
He's going to be a soldier, but he's going to be. Is he? What is the appropriate one to be more of a policeman-y type of thing? Is it going to have one of these...
a pikeman, usually.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
those days.
One of these kind of like a Cortez kind of...
Yeah, I'll give you a reference now. I'll actually whip this one up.
So he's going to look like more of a thinker, I guess.
Okay. Let me get to the reference and drop him in.
Kind of thinking maybe something like that, kind of with one of these kind of neck frills.
Yep. No, that's great. You've got it.
Give him a bit of more.
It's actually probably a little bit better than my reference.
Have you got some reference there?
At least I do have one shot up for you.
Okay.
Hopefully it's loaded in as usual. When it usually doesn't load in properly, but let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, that guy. That's pretty cool.
Well, he's got like he can hold the. He's got like a pike or a staff, or you can have him with
I'm gonna have him with
sword, I guess.
Some less going to actual war armor, but the same kind of,
Yeah, patrol armor.
Yeah.
I'd probably carry like a staff. I mean, like a spear if I was a patrolman back in these days.
Yeah, keep people
instead
at
of a
distance.
Sword and shield.
Yes, keep people at their distance.
Yeah, like a halberd would be good too, but it's a bit heavier.
Okay, so he's got this thing that he's carrying.
Yeah, he does look a little frustratedly frightened, doesn't he? Yeah. Nice. Yep.
Alright, so what are we going for this story? Jeez.
Well, we're gonna, as long as we establish fear in this in this cell which we have,
we don't have to worry too much.
We just need to complete it. Maybe, well, he has to obviously alert his team.
Yes, I think we're going to have to draw in more characters for this particular story. It's not like the other ones that we've had before, is it?
No.
Because if he's going to be questioning people, or is he's going to solve this? And they're going to look to the devil straight away.
I'd say he runs off back to the office to explain the problem. And we've got to keep that devil in mind. I'm starting to think of things like possession and everything now, so...
Well, also, someone's going to have to make a call right away, I think, in this thing. Someone will be saying, it's the devil's done it right away here, maybe. If we've got a priest...
Yeah, the work of the devil.
Yeah, so...
They could be right. We could prove that very shortly somehow, depending on what we roll on the next page.
Yeah, right. We could actually have it actually being the devil. That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's a thriller.
Possession.
There's been a few thrillers with the devil in it. What was that one with...
There's been nothing but thrillers with the devil in it, really, when you think about it. The number one best one of all time being The Exorcist.
That wasn't a thriller, was it?
Oh,
That's
that
horror.
absolute was a
No.
thriller, horror, mystery, everything.
I
that was pure horror, but it had that. It was just the suspense and everything in there. Just you could pass it off as a super thriller.
I'm thinking of more the Angel. What was it called? The one with the great actor who was the boxing guy for years and years, and he did The Wrestler, and he was in Iron Man 2, and he was the wrestler, and he was actually a real life boxer for a long time. Mickey Rourke.
You're talking about Mickey Rourke, yeah.
Yeah. What was that movie? Angel.
Oh, Angel Heart.
That's the one. That's the thriller. Mm-hmm. That's a very typical thriller.
Yeah.
Robert
De Niro was in that too, wasn't he?
As Lucifer, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Oh, he was, but it turned out that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've got to see that one again. It's been a long time.
I wonder if it would stand up. Or if it would...
Most of those old films do. Okay, so we're already in the office, and everyone's come into the office, like the alarm's been raised.
Oh, is that what...
The priest is there already.
Huh. Maybe I should hide this picture and think of something else.
Or save it for maybe the next page. I'd say
yes, because we want to
alley.
stay this... Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, we
running off down the alley. Maybe a top-down shot as well, just to see, the Jester there, and maybe how long the Jester's been there for. Perhaps having a big blood pool around him.
That's a good idea, and the crowd around him, and some
a crowd, perhaps, yeah.
And someone, the horror of the, the thing, and I should have really had the head removed. That would have been the clever thing to do.
Well, you got broken arm bits and everything. I think he's been belted pretty badly as well. We don't have to just butcher him anymore.
I think to get
he looks pretty
the idea
messed up there.
That that the devil had something to do with it.
I'm not sure if we've kept ourselves in the PG range tonight, but so be it.
Really?
We'll move on. Oh, look at the Jester. It's in pieces.
Well, is that...
But hey, I mean, maybe we could... Things can change on the next page. Maybe that's what the suspense is here. We'll just leave it for now.
I think you can have a beheading in a PG, can't you? Alison
yeah, but yeah, I suppose you can. If you just... It's all about the blood, isn't it? Depends how much blood.
That's for G, I think.
Yeah, you can have rated G with things having their heads removed, and as long as you make it funny. But I think in a situation like this, where we've got a dark thriller medieval setting, and there's a Jester in pieces on the cobblestone roadway on the side somewhere, I'm not sure.
Well, it's too
how
late
we're
now.
Going to convince people.
It's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late. Is it a cobblestone street?
Well, I'm not going to draw the cobblestones if that's what you're asking.
That would be too messy, wouldn't it? But it'll just be very busy, wouldn't it?
There's already a little bit too busy anyway.
Yeah. Because we're going for simplicity here, just to get the idea across. Okay. And we're doing good for time as well, so that's good.
I'll have this guy running. He's got the thing in his...
Yeah, make sure he's got the pole in his hand so we know it's him.
Hand, so that's this hand.
That's left hand, isn't it?
Yeah.
That he's got it in?
And he's running off that way, so...
There we go. Yep. No, that's good. Because we've gone up into the air with this shot, then we can get away without worrying about crossing the line, right?
Oh, well, he's turned around and gone the other way, so...
Turned around and ran the other way.
So it's still...
Considering we've got the Jester facing head to the right of frame, and at the bottom there, the Jester's still kind of head to the right of frame. So, yeah.
Yeah, the important thing, we were talking about the line. If anyone doesn't know what crossing the line is this idea, like in a stage, if you're on one side as the audience, then you see everyone like in a stage. So in movies, they still try to maintain that, because otherwise, what would happen is that it would look like something's happened to
It'd be
my pen.
disorientating. It'll be odd.
What's happened here?
It's like, speaking of heat,
Okay.
that scene where they're in the cafe is a good example. Like, that they made sure that we were looking over De Niro's shoulder on the left when we were looking at Pacino's character, and when we turned back and looked back at De Niro, we're looking over the right side.
Yeah, because if you cross this line of action, so see here how he's looking down, and here we've matched it so he's looking down. It's all because we're looking from the same side of the Jester, basically.
That's it.
And if we went on to the other side, he would be suddenly looking down this way. So it would be very confusing. So that's why that's what they call the line of action. So,
And we're actually good here too with him running up the lane,
because he's running away. He's turned around.
He's running away.
He's running back the other direction. So, but these things do go wrong, and sometimes you see a really great. If you see an action movie where suddenly you don't know what's going on, it's often because they've crossed the line, whether purposefully or not. It can be very, very confusing. If you've got two armies charging towards each other, and suddenly they cross the camera around, sometimes you don't know who's going in what direction.
Like, who they started on that side and suddenly they've swapped around. It's like they've teleported and swapped sides if they've got the camera wrong.
Yes.
If they flip it over the other angle.
And unless you're very familiar with the actual armor that they're wearing, you can be very confused about who is fighting whom. But
if they did require to move around, if they wanted that other angle for a specific reason, they would need to keep the same shot rolling to get you to that point, and then they had the pass to do whatever they want after that. But it is quite it's something that'll come natural to everyone.
But even
in time. But the same goes for the comics.
Even the greatest filmmakers cross the line, though, unintentionally. I've seen Kubrick do it.
I've seen them do it. I think Ben-Hur's got a classic cross the line moment in it.
Right. Spartacus has got a horrible one in it. The not the TV show, but the Kubrick movie. There's a horrible line cross, which is very...
The Kirk Douglas movie? Yeah.
Yeah, the Kubrick movie.
A lot of the Kirk Douglas in it.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, we finished that page.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Page 2.
So now we're looking for next beat of the story, which is going to be one of these. So let's have we've got 13 here. This is this weird dice arrangement. Not my favorite 2 dice here. Really mess them around. 5. Theft. Well, that's not very useful, is it? Okay, so...
Well, it depends. You said you wanted the head to be missing, right? Or cut off.
Oh. Well, how would we know he was a jester? Maybe his
true.
body...
We'll find out later.
Maybe his body is missing. That would be much cooler, actually.
All right.
Shall we do that? I'll just get rid of that broken body and just have the head.
Okay, let's get it back onto the page.
Someone's stolen the body.
All right, have we got page 1 up again?
Yeah, you can see that, can't you?
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
So someone's stolen the body. Well, that I kind of like how you've drawn that already, and now we have to do something about that, do we?
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, we'll just keep marching on then.
Well, if we're going to deal with theft here,
Mhm.
what I was thinking is
Yeah,
that in the first page,
yeah.
you do have the body without the head because we'll find out it's a jester later on.
Oh,
You know what I
right.
mean? So, for example, okay, the head's missing in the first on the first page because we're
Yeah,
talking about fear anyway.
yeah.
We're working with theft now, so
If we remove this
uh,
head, then that's pretty good. That makes
yeah,
it
yeah.
much more kind
You've got
of.
the clothing, which kind of clues off a little bit of, it looks like a jester's
Yeah,
clothing, perhaps
yeah.
something that can be worked on. Um, right. So he gets back. So right now we're talking about theft. So maybe this first cell on page 2.
Mm-hmm. Do you think I should do this? Just get rid of all this stuff, and does that look?
Yeah, yeah. Not all. Just yeah. Keep the body there still. Obviously, just the head to be gone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This
Right.
is
Keep the body. You can. Yeah. Do a
uh,
little bit of a touch up on it. Uh-huh.
um,
It somewhat looks a little less gory now, but that's good. That's fine.
and I'll put a
It's
little
still
bit of the
bad.
arm on this side,
Yeah, yeah.
coming out here, and then see, it could only really be here, which is where the head is kind of missing. That kind of looks a bit weird, doesn't it? But I guess that's how it goes. I'll just make this motley a bit more obvious. You know what I'm saying? The
Uh-huh.
motley. You know that's what that is. You ever heard?
Motley.
Yeah, that's what this is.
That's Motley.
The motley crew is
That's all I'm thinking of is Motley Crue when you say
well,
Motley.
well, the older saying, "On with the motley," means
Yeah.
putting on the jester's garb, because the motley is the jester's garb. This checkered. You can um, people can verify that or not, but that's what that is.
Okay.
Just
I'll take it
yeah, you'll have
as
to take
is.
my word for
Yeah.
it. You'd be talking absolute
Here's the
rubbish.
meeting to discuss theft. This is where you can bring the priest out. We've added the priest just to assist, by the way. Haven't rolled him, but we've added him.
How's he? Oh, okay, so this looks like it's going to require actual dialogue in my
Yeah.
mind. So
Sure.
I might just make a little note page here, which we've never done before here. So um, the jester was missing his head. Who could have
Someone
done?
took the head.
Someone took. Okay, that could be the thing to say it. Someone
Someone took the head. That way we can keep the
took.
jester a mystery. For now.
Oh well, no, because we know it's a jester.
We know we know that we've got a jester character, but so far
But he's got the motley.
he hasn't necessarily been completely unraveled. Apart from the fact that we know he's got his clothing that of the jester nature. But yeah,
They would know that was the
so
jester.
oh yeah, with that kind of clothing, I suppose you can assume it's a jester.
The
Someone took
jester's.
the jester's head.
Look at that neat writing. Okay.
This is the panicky soldier that's run back to the
Yeah.
office.
This could only be the devil's work.
Says the priest.
Yeah. So we've got a bit of a problem because so now that means that there's no one actually guilty, but so the soldier would be like we can't find the you know we If it's the
Well,
devil,
who would do such
who would do if the devil's done it? Who actually wielded? Someone needed to wield the sword. I'm surely.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
This isn't really adding up for me. I've got,
No, that's all right. But surely someone needed to wield the sword, or yeah.
But everyone was getting chopped up these days. So I can't see how
That's
they
right,
would
we're
think it
buffing
was.
it.
How are they thinking it's the devil?
Remember, this
hang
is all
on.
just
Yeah.
fleshing it out, because in the end, it all expands, it all gets bigger.
The devil has no sword, and he's looking like, don't you look like, so he's become the priest has become
the
a
soldier
suspect
is
now.
assuming that it's a sword that's cut off the jester's head, obviously.
Well, yes. Or the
Obviously.
devil wields no sword. That's a better word.
The devil wields no sword. Yeah, that's a bit better.
This is.
All right.
This is. What is another word for the earthly? This is an earthly. This is a worldly crime.
We'll just say somebody has done this. Somebody has done this.
Your what do they call it? Priest. Your worship. Your There's a better word than that. What do they call your
Father paranoia?
Yes, father. I think I'm going to come up with something more, because this is going to be a bishop or something, So we'll have. I don't know how the bishop's involved, but he must be some kind of advisor, right? So I guess if we've got a scene like this going on, it's going to have to be a little bit more of a group arrangement.
Okay, so how do you greet a bishop? Your Excellency.
That's a joke, isn't it?
I'm actually looking it up. Your Excellency is something.
That's the one. Your Excellency.
Good etiquette.
Yeah. I like it.
It's a phrase.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Your Excellency.
Your Excellency. Your. Okay. Your Excellency and Your Grace.
Your Grace. I like that even more. Grace. Because
I think grace works for a high level bishop, like Archbishop gets Your Grace, and
who's on top of my list of suspects?
Actually, Your Excellency works better for just bishops, and then there's Archbishop that gets Your Grace.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't know. I could be wrong there. Let's see. Speaking.
Well, I think you're gonna have to have some.
Oh no, you can greet him you can greet them both as Your Excellency.
I'm going to put some kind of kingy kind of character here, right?
Okay, yeah. So Archbishop is definitely Your Grace. Sorry. Yep. So if he's a normal bishop, Your Excellency is good enough.
I'm going to put some kind of kingy character up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to have the soldier here.
Okay, that's our soldier.
Yeah, because obviously it's the king's jester.
Yep, of course.
And I mean, this is loose. I'll just see if we can get a couple of frames up here of just exposition first. So have the soldier saying whatever he says just there, and then one quickly of the kid. Okay, let's just draw these up while we think. So a kingy kind of guy in, or is it? I guess it would have to be. I'm missing. It's all a bit of a one-sided gender.
That's the
thing.
king there?
Yeah, it's a one-sided gender thing going on here at the moment. But the priest is definitely high on my list of suspects.
Yeah, I'm thinking the king is as well now.
Well, the king is, yes. What could be happening here?
I'm thinking even the soldier is. Why not? Let's make him all suspects. The soldier probably did that without his knowing.
Do you think I want to put Milady in here as well, sitting on this side, and she could be saying something. I think a joke, in fact, that puts her up as a suspect about the Jester deserving it for his bad jokes.
I like that little technique you've got where you just put some shade blobs down to mark your character outline. It's great.
It does help, I think, with the... what does a bishop look like? God, I have no idea.
Get a reference.
Bishop
They've got...
looks like.
They can usually just mark them out for their hats. They've got that classic-looking hat. There's some hilarious-looking bishops online. Let me just try and get an animated.
All I know is the stinking bishop.
Okay. Here we go. I'll give you an example. This will actually work out really nice.
Oh, the stinking bishop is a type of cheese, by the way, just so other people listening have never heard of the stinking bishop. It's a smelly cheese.
Okay.
Oh, you've got me a bishop?
I think I do, yeah.
Release the bishop. No,
give it a couple of seconds, though. It's still probably loading. Yeah, it hasn't loaded up yet. It will in a minute.
Okay, so they give him a big...
Well, an outline for one, at least.
Okay. And they give him the big puffy pants here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the soldier in here. Got to start moving faster here.
Yeah. Let's start moving.
Let's just get this done a bit faster. Taking way too long.
All right. We're working on theft.
Okay. All right. That's a bishop. Okay. Oh, theft. That's right.
They're discussing theft. The elements and the theme of theft for this page.
You know what it could be? You know, in the end,
Mm.
or the good suspect would be another Jester.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, it would be a busy courtroom. So I guess we're at the...
Oh, it doesn't need to be in the courtroom, but it turned out that he stole all his jokes.
It turned out that...
He stole all the jokes.
Stole all the jokes and the play acting and his routines.
Yeah, so it was another Jester. He goes around asking, who was it? It was a
nemesis for that.
It was a guy with horns. You know what I mean? So it starts to look more and more like it was the devil. And then when they find the murderer, he's got the tricorn.
Yeah.
On? That's what they call it, isn't it?
Tricorns, yeah, that's what they are.
Alright. Okay, so I have left no room. I've committed a cardinal sin. Not this cardinal, but another one. Oh dear. Not this cardinal.
No, that looks like a good spacing. I think you got plenty of room.
I've got no room for the actual speech bubble.
Well,
This
this is where you could extend, right? And then just have them all underneath and around. They go around each other. We can resize. Yeah, there we go. Bit of resizing.
Yeah, but I hadn't planned properly for this, and yes, it is
Mhm.
cardinal sin to not leave room for
Yeah,
a
look,
speech bubble.
that's good. The soldier can still stay the same size if we're going to be with him.
Yes, I'm going to take him up in perspective a bit bigger. Oh,
Yep, excellent.
take him up.
Now
to
we've got
about
some
there.
depth. A little bit, yeah. He can be the first to say.
It seems your jester was missing his head.
Yeah, the jester's head is missing.
And someone says,
Someone took the jester's head. There
Yeah,
you go.
no.
Okay, so
he lost his head some time ago. So you're not meant to yawn when I make... See that yawn that you're doing now?
I'm not doing any yawning. I was taking a deep breath.
It was... Okay. I do have a speech bubble to put in.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just grab it, and so you can get that cut and pasted out of that layer, obviously. There we go. Look at that. The good old Clip Studio speech bubble with a very, very heavy border.
Okay. Yeah, let's change that. Luckily, you can do things after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And now, for my next trick, I'm going to give it a tail. Oh, that's not a tail. It's not a tail at all. Okay, that'll do. In fact, I kind of like... I might actually do the whole thing. There's just...
It's actually a good spot, considering he's going to be panicking when he says this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it certainly overtakes the entire court.
Okay,
his voice dominates it. The jester's head is missing.
I will have to type this.
Yeah. The jester's head is missing. Yeah. Well,
that was not the font I require.
the jester's head is missing.
I'm doing it this way because reasons.
Okay. Spacing, huh?
Spacing, more of to do with wording. Why is that being difficult with me? Don't be difficult. Okay, that's
there. We go. Needed a mass select. Yep.
Okay. So I've got to be a little bit more handy with that, obviously. I obviously am not knowing what I am doing so much. Okay, there it is. Jester is missing his head, sire. My liege. Okay.
The priest says something here, doesn't he?
The priest says something
The
like,
bishop.
"This could only be the devil's work."
Mm-hmm.
Or I think maybe... just for the sake of it, because I won't do a joke. Although, should she say? She wants to say. Okay, we'll forget the joke. Okay.
Yeah.
You never like the joke
the
anyway.
bishop saying something.
You never like the joke anyway.
It can only be the work of the devil. Hmm.
Okay.
So we're focusing on the bishop for this one. Like, could you have put the speech bubble
I
in
could
the
have
first
yes,
cell as well?
and just get rid of this altogether, because it's a waste of time. We need to just get on
It would
with
work.
this.
It would work dramatically as well. Like, even doing it in the second cell would have just emphasized the little beat, but having it in the first cell would just get the point across, right? Considering it's not incredibly important to. Yeah, see, that's good. Giving it some more room, some more space. Now you can put more people in the courtroom if you want. Another Jester, perhaps.
In fact, we can just lose this frame altogether. There's not enough room, unless there could be one just enough for some reaction. But to get all those words in, which is something like, "This could only be the devil's work." All right, okay. Back to...
Well, yeah, I think...
to here. And use
what was the second piece that we had? The second bit of dialogue that we had?
this
Or
could
did
only
you want
be...
the... Okay,
this-
so you want the... Okay, yep. No, keep going.
Pen is not quite the right size. Here we go. Okay, that's better. All right. I'll write it in, then draw the freaking dialogue.
Only be the work of the devil.
Okay. Moving along.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly draw this speech bubble in. Boing. That's really, really dodgy. Okay. I would normally use the tool for this, but I'm trying to go quick isn't always the best way to go quick. Okay.
Well, we are getting a bit behind time.
Yeah. And not really enjoying
Only
this
a bit.
story so far.
I think it'll come together, as it always does. This could only be the work of the devil. We got a lot of room there. What were you thinking of there?
That's what I'm just going to
Nothing.
put something.
Yeah, okay.
Just
A big blotch.
glob. All right, so let's just get on with this. I mean, really, what I should have done is, but we're getting bogged down in this whole thing, and really, what I should do to keep this on track is actually space this better. And then move that over. And then move that over here. And then we've got a bit more space to do something a little less
nice.
empty space.
Very good.
And then I'll just
mask that bit of the bubble.
Cut that out. I'll try, but actually I'll just move this stuff. Okay.
All right, so this cell will deal with what?
I'm just going to just quickly draw this dude in here. Let's call him Cortez for the moment because I got Sherlock.
Our soldier. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on faster. And he's doubtful about that claim, and he's going to say,
yeah,
of course. And he said, "Oh, that was an accident." Okay. The devil wields no sword. This is a worldly crime, Your Grace. Lots of words. Words slow us down. Words slow us down.
Yeah, it's usually something you could whack down straight away and then tweak later on. But just to get the idea across is important. Obviously, the soldier doesn't believe the priest, so he has to, focus on that. And we'll possibly discover that he's wrong very shortly.
Yeah. I mean, our possibilities are endless. We need to really talk about what these possibilities really are.
I would just leave the devil wields no sword.
No, I'm not. I don't mean the possibilities of the dialogue. Of possibilities of what we're going to do.
Of the outcome.
Oh yeah. What we're going to do next, not just the actual outcome itself. Come on now, you can do it.
Although they need to emphasize that there was a theft, and the theft was who took the head.
Okay. Speech bubble time.
Here you could overlap the two cells with the speech bubble, couldn't you? Yep, perfect. As I was thinking just then.
Oh, there's a bit of a typo there. King of typos. That would be
T-A.
That would be me.
T-A.
That would be me.
Devil.
You know what I always do is I hold the shift down too long, and always my next letter is in capitals
W-I-E-L-D as well.
Oh, and I haven't put wields. This is a crime beyond measure.
The devil wield no sword. That wield needs to be I-E. W-I-E.
King of typo.
There we go.
The devil wields no sword. This is a worldly crime, my grace.
Your Excellency.
Your Excellency.
Yeah. If he's just the bishop, then yeah, Your Excellency it is.
Jeez, Excellency. Okay.
And your Excellency could probably
If you
sneak down
insist.
underneath.
Yeah.
There we go. Clip Studio is pretty cool like that. You can just mix dialogue around inside the bubble to get it in a good position.
Although
When you get to the bubble,
sometimes
the
it can get a
curvature
bit
of the bubble bit.
yeah, sometimes it
then
can
it
be a
goes
bit
into,
fiddly. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit fiddly when it comes to some of this stuff.
Does it snap if you just delete one of the points?
Go back to this tool and try this. Oops. Okay, that's a bit better.
Yeah. When in doubt, delete the bubble, make a new one.
That's odd how it does that. Okay. Come on now. Oh, goodness. That's it. There you go.
Yep.
It's because of rushing. When you're rushing, you tend to do
You
things.
tend to make nothing but mistakes and silliness, but that's cool. We'll fix all of that.
Okay, all right. Now I can just do my little tail on it.
Yep.
There you go. All right.
There we go. Now, another frame underneath.
See, I've done
And
something.
I was thinking maybe the king would be like, well, somebody needs to find out where this head is. Who took the head? Where is it? This theft needs to be investigated. Something along those lines.
Find the head, find the devil.
Find the head, you'll find the killer.
Yes. Find the killer. I think so. And who's going to say...
The king.
Oh, maybe that should have been the king there who says...
Who says the devil wields?
The devil wields... Maybe out of the queen.
The queen.
I think that's a good idea, actually. She could be... I think that would be a good idea if she says it. Because then our police, our soldier can say...
We'll have something else to say.
We'll say we find
the move.
He could be the Sherlock, right?
Uh-huh.
She can be wise, and he can be the Sherlock. And the king is just going to say...
Oh, I see. I thought you were going to just put the tail towards her in the first frame.
Ah. Well, that would be...
And then you'd have a spare frame.
That's a better idea. Move the whole shebang.
Because it seems to work. But there's enough room now in that first cell that you've made, so you can just start shifting it all around and give the dialogue to her.
Yep. Okay. That's good, but we're running out of space elsewhere. I've got the perfect setting for this now. That's good. Now we've run out of space there, but I don't know what else to do.
Well, you could probably half bring it up, and because there's not much detail happening around the bottom. Yeah, you'll lose a little bit of the legs of the king, but at least you'll see his wonderful pantaloons.
Pantaloons. Pantalones. Okay, that's good. Now we're moving along. I'm going to just copy and paste this. Copy, paste. Oh, now we've got some efficiency going on. And I'll copy paste this and just change. And then I'll just change the words. And what is he saying? Find the head, find the killer.
Find the head, find the killer. Yeah, yeah. We can then go straight to page 3. Finf the head, and we'll finf the killer. All right. The culprit.
Great.
Maybe someone could be looking at them through the stained glass windows.
Behind a curtain.
In the last frame, if you want to make a big frame there, or even split it into 2.
Oh.
You're trying to copy paste the speech bubble up.
Yeah. Of course, it's been difficult. All right, I'll just leave it for now. Something all a bit weird's going on here.
That original one was good. Yeah, it looked all right. You don't have to change that. It's fine.
Well, that's behind. That's kind of floating weirdly there above the whole.
Right.
So, not really loving that. That's what. Okay. See that's awful. Okay, we'll just keep moving.
The bubbles are a little bit tricky to play with.
Yeah. Don't like bubble work, and it's bogged us down. So I don't like doing speech much in these things.
They are an art form in themselves, aren't they?
PageBlast, it's not right for that. We're meant to be drawing pictures, and
let's keep drawing. Okay.
Bogged down in words.
They're all guides. The dialogue's guiding just as well as anything else. So yeah, let's move on. We could probably make up for lost time in the 3rd page, but we still need to finish this one off.
Okay, so someone peeps from the curtains.
Yeah, there's a bit of space down here, and that's kind of good to have it underneath that bubble, because it'll give that indication that, you know, we've possibly cut to that shot whilst that was being said. The shady character behind.
How do we... okay, so the way to do this would be to actually have silhouette here.
Silhouette, yeah.
Well, it's lucky that this program doesn't show my notifications that came up on my screen.
I can hear a little screeching going on.
Well, okay, so...
Yeah, silhouette's good. Yeah.
I think I probably should have had that joke after all, because it would have just padded things out for this page a bit.
Looking good. Maybe some eyes, just eyes.
The devil's eyes.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Cool. Now, with the line, that's all pretty mysterious. We've no idea where this curtain is or anything.
Yeah.
It's all a little bit kind of how you going, but I think maybe some travel now. Let's go. Maybe put him on a... He would be good on a horse, wouldn't he?
Right. Yeah.
It could be cool if he was on a horse, hey?
Yeah.
Riding out. It'll get us through
So
this next moment
talking
anyway.
about our soldier is off to solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get him on a horse.
Clip-ty-dee-clop. Okay, so let's now do some kind of bridge or something like this and go a horse. And he's riding the horse as you do.
Okay, I'll get you a nice little canter shape of a horse.
Okay, so if he's yeah, it would be not going full tilt, but not. Okay, really thought this through.
Okay, let's see if. Okay, you sort of got the shape done anyway.
Yeah, so the legs would be out like that, and then
Yeah.
I've not.
Nice.
Something's not right here, but it'll.
It looks okay. Let's get some rain.
Get some rain, yeah. Let's put the rain
Get some
back
rain.
in.
Just to keep the continuity. Vague and rough, but it's there.
So he's just gone off looking for a head. Is that right?
That's what he's looking for. They've talked about the theft.
You know, that would be a
Now
nice,
they're on their way.
It would be a good name for a pub, wouldn't it?
A good name for a pub?
Yeah, it could be on the.
What, the Jester's Head?
Yeah, the Jester's Head.
Okay.
He's gone screw it. I mean, let's go to the pub. He's going to forget this. This is way too hard. I'm going to the pub. For some reason, I'm not getting.
Because maybe I need a quick drink at the pub.
Yeah, at the.
Before I go off and do my sleuthing.
Sleuthing.
My super sleuthing.
I'm not able to draw. Why? Oh, it's because I've accidentally drawn a new frame. That was really bizarre. Here we go. My previous attempt to draw something.
Ooh.
Okay. Maybe I should have him asking people in the street. Like,
You can have an action bubble
an action.
saying, and so begins the journey of our wise soldier.
Yes. Well, he should go to the pub, shouldn't he? And start asking around. Now, we've bitten off quite a lot here in this story.
We've still got a third page to do.
We've got to
everything.
solve the problem.
The dice will solve the problem on the third page.
So he found the body in the street. He kind of left it there. He went back to the thing, explained everything. Now he's ridden off. And where's he going to? Would he go back to where the body is?
Yes, he should. And when he gets there, it's gone.
Well,
And on the very next page, there will be a floating headless body talking in a devil voice. That will be dependent on the dice for the third act.
we have really painted ourselves into a terrible corner here. This needs a lot longer to... he's going to ask someone here. He's going to be questioning someone here, I guess.
All right, let's do that.
Someone with a hat on. Okay. All right. There's the horse. Oh dear. I've got a problem with composition here. The horse has made it difficult.
The horse
might be an issue. So I'll negative this character in here. Put the horse here. And then okay, here we go.
All right. So the negative technique gives you a foreground character if something's in the way.
That's all I got. That's
all you got. That's
all I've got.
That little square.
Okay. And now the speech bubble quickly is...
Have you seen a Jester's head? Anyway?
I'm looking for the Jester's head, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to do this a joke because it's also dull. I'm afraid this particular thing is maybe a thriller.
I'm kind of intrigued still. I'm still intrigued. I think we've got a surprise coming up.
If I could get the right tool.
I'll tell you what, this page is definitely taking some time.
It's taking a toll on my sanity, this page.
Well, this is what it's all about.
Oh no. Come on.
I'm still interested in what's going to happen in the next page, so...
There we go. Oh, that's a thought balloon. And the words are... I should have used the copy and paste.
If we keep this character that he's talking to a
person of interest.
Yeah, like we're only seeing the back of their heads. They've got a hat on. Then we'll see what happens with the dice roll.
The Jester's head.
The Jester's head. I'm looking for the Jester's head. There we go. Jester's head.
Now let's see. Yes, this is where if you use Clip Studio properly, it can be very good to you. If you rush it and don't, then as any program, it can be very bad to you. And at the start, I was not using it properly, and I've learnt my lesson. Learnt my lesson now. Okay. I don't know why it's insisting on giving us this thing.
All right.
Okay, I don't know why that's see-through. It's just weird to me. Okay, next page.
You mean the borders? Yeah.
This
That's
one
right.
here.
We'll work it out later. Let's go to page 3 and let's roll for Act 3.
Before I faint from exhaustion. Okay.
It's all right. It's not bad at all. I don't see it being too drastically out of control yet. Let's get that story table up.
Okay, we've got 13 again. Let's roll. What do we
Alright.
get from this? Too weird. That's not landed on the ground. 7.
War.
Oh, no.
Well, it's a war between good and evil. There you go. Devil's in, priest is in.
Okay. War.
Let's do it. We can do it. Come on, Yog, you can do it, mate.
War.
War's always fascinating. You can make anything out of that word. Let's think deep now.
Yes. What can be happening?
All I'm thinking right now is war of good versus evil. I think we've already established evil. We've already established good. Now we're just going to make them go to war.
Is that right? Okay.
Maybe. Or...
So, in the war between good and evil, right? We've got the devil, and we've got in this scenario anyway, which is all very superstitious and relies on these kind of pre-held belief systems, which is the devil and God in this particular scenario. So we've got that's what we've got. So thinking about
right,
it, he's talking to some dude with a hat.
He's talking to some chap with a hat. Shall we cut to that chap in the hat and show that something is wrong with him?
And he's going to also say, "It's the devil took it. I saw it."
So you should have listened to the priest.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's saying, "I saw it myself. The devil came down and took his head."
It was the devil. Let's have a look at his face.
It was the devil himself. I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at his face.
And what's more, we've got like no time at all to finish this in space. Yeah. So what's more, he's right behind you.
Exactly. And it's
How
war.
about that?
And they just get in, and they have to get into a fight, or something's got to happen. The priest has to come out, do some kind of exorcism, maybe. We've got a few options. And then the jester comes out and says, "Hey, I'm all right. It's all good. You guys are all nuts."
The jester's head was lost in the war between good and evil. The devil took it, and he's standing right behind you.
All right.
Because we've got to finish this, and basically, that's it. So we're looking down from who we're calling Cortez, I guess. Here.
Yeah.
We're
Cortez.
looking down from his high horse.
And we're seeing this angle. Okay, are we going to see this character?
Yes.
This chap with the hat, what he looks like? He's going to appear in there, is he? Cool.
Yeah, he's like a bumpkin-looking kind of dude. I guess.
Yeah.
And he's looking fearful.
Yeah. Big eyes. Worried brow.
He's a Morris dancer.
He's got no nose. It's been bitten off.
Have we brought up Morris dancers before in this PageBlast? We have, haven't we?
Have we brought up Morris dancers? I can't recall, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Because I don't know how many times I could admit to perpetrating a Morris dance myself. which has actually...
Fascinating art form.
It actually, I can tell you, this has actually happened to me. I was forced to Morris dance as a child. As a child.
Right.
It's a terrible thing to admit.
It's charming. It's folk. Lots of folk things are charming.
You know, they just hand you a stick with bottle tops on it, and some.
Right.
And some. What else they got? They've got some scarves you wave around. And before you know it, you're one of them. Okay. Have you ever had to Morris dance, D-Man?
Never.
Never. You surely must
It'd be fun to try.
You must have perpetrated
would depend on
some kind of embarrassing
well,
childhood.
I'd have to be tanked up a bit on some jet fuel before I was to make an attempt at something like that. Jet fuel meaning vodka or
or grappa.
Grappa. I wonder if an animated GIF will work in our little drop reference.
I'm sure it would. If you've got something pertaining to this, is it suitable? Is it? Cause
it's suitable. It's just I don't think it's going to work though. I'll give it a shot. I'll just.
There's not enough room for our speech bubble again. This the cardinal sin number 2. Okay.
All right.
All right, let's have a look. You've got some reference.
I doubt it's going to work. Give it give it about 10 seconds and then maybe pull it up, but I doubt it's going to work.
All right, so...
It needs I think this needs a HTML kind of code.
Really?
Sure. We'll see how it goes. See if it works. If it works, it'll be very funny, but I doubt it.
Ah!
Doesn't work, does it?
Oh, it's meant to be animated, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame. But there they are.
Doesn't matter.
So when I was a child, I went to a school that part of it, and it wasn't in Australia, okay, because they don't do stuff like that here. That the part of the curriculum was actually folk dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sounds like a good school.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a very much a quaint country school. But that's not where the crime of Morris dancing occurred. No.
The crime of Morris dancing.
No, this was in another place altogether. I'm afraid it's far too common. Much more than you would suspect. Okay, now words again.
There's enough room there now. We can even overlap the helmet a bit from our soldier. While Cortez there.
Yep. So he's saying, what was the question? I'm looking for the head of the what?
Looking for the jester's head's missing.
I'm looking for the jester's head.
Have you seen a jester's head?
I'm looking for the jester's head. Well,
it was the devil. It is absolutely the devil. Look behind you.
I saw it myself.
Saw it myself, yeah.
Now this idea of war. Okay. To find I don't know what you're talking about. That's probably what he'd say.
What on earth are you babbling about?
Yeah. The Jester.
He could say,
okay,
"What on earth are you babbling about?" And then he turns into the devil right in front of him.
Yes. Yes.
And it's on. The priest comes out of nowhere. Beams of light shine from everywhere. The devil goes ballistic. And the whole town explodes.
This story is rubbish, taken by Devil himself.
It's not that bad.
It is the worst one we've ever done.
It's got a reasonably okay kind of base that you could work from.
There's nothing going on here.
It's not that bad. I think it'll work.
It doesn't make any sense here. This is the worst one we've done at all. We had good ingredients. We had a jester. We had a soldier. We could have done something here, but it's just it's gone nowhere. This is.
Yeah, I think
This is.
I think we still have to complete it though, because it's one of those things where you just never know.
I'm going to just go
Jester's
when he's right
head you
behind.
speak of was taken by the devil himself. Okay. He's right behind you. Good. Done. Now you can play with the next final cells for a bit of an action sequence.
Yeah, I'm going to forget the bubble for the moment because just don't have time. And I don't know if this one's worth it. Okay, so...
I'm liking it so far. I'm enjoying it so far, to be honest.
Good.
It's too bizarre to not like.
What's this? I found it. I found some kind of...
A free speech bubble.
I found a free speech. Is that what they talk? Is that what free speech means?
Free speech. Yeah, there's your free speech bubble. Free speech. There you go. I wonder if you pulled it off from the other page by accident.
I didn't do it by accident, but what happened is that I didn't see it because
it's another layer.
It got copied onto the wrong spot. Where's his?
When you copy pasted earlier, huh? That's where it went.
I've lost his. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, wrong. No, he's not saying it. He's saying it. All right. Now I should actually hide that. Can I actually mask this? Mask selection. I don't know if I can mask a speech bubble. Let's see what happens. Oh, beauty. Look at that. Great.
Cool.
Okay. Now, action. We need action now. This is cool. We can maybe rescue it. Maybe rescue it. Is it the actual devil, though? Is it the devil? It could be something more earthly that does read as, you know... You know what I'd like to see? The devil, actually. Let's
The
just
devil
go with the
standing behind him. Yeah,
let's
I
just
figured we
go
were
with
going
the
to do that.
devil. We could go the devil, and you know what? He's got the Jester's head.
He's got the Jester's head. Yeah, good, good, good. Done. See?
Why? What is any of this about?
Well, it's a thriller turned into a horror.
I think a different shaped box for this one. Let's go for a triptych in this kind of religiosity that we've got going on. We could make it more kind of symbolic and horrific. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm watching, I'm listening.
And this devil, we'll go really medieval with this devil, right?
Okay.
Make him look kind of, I guess, goatee. That would be kind of good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's the devil himself. Who was watching behind the curtains? What is going
That's
on?
a good question. Could have been the devil. Could have been anyone.
That's, you know who that was? That was in this, let's keep it medieval. His name was Herring the Red.
Herring the Red. Yeah, that's exactly who it was. That's good enough.
So, yes, the devil, he's looking kind of quite goatee here, isn't he? I'll give him those floppy goatee ears.
Yeah. Now, in the bottom right of this frame would it be cool to have our soldier's face just staring back at us?
What, like he's standing right behind me, you know, or it's
Yeah.
like,
Or just
not-
that look on his face of like, what? Kind of look. And you've got you've got the devil behind him right there, covering most of the top half.
But so like this going,
Yeah, exactly. His face right there, just looking at us, going, what?
and you know what? There's only really one way to finish this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Let's go symmetry, because symmetry is good to
Right.
symbolize kind of symbolism.
Okay.
So if he's symmetry, it makes it very formal, and it can be good for a really kind of a revealing kind of a moment of what now, you know, or
Mhm,
if it's
yep.
symbolic or a moment of realization. It can be often overused or used as a trick just to make something seem much more significant than it really is. And I'm not going to say any names, Wes Anderson,
Uh-huh.
but it can make something that's so totally shallow seem quite deep, and
Okay.
it should be
Yeah.
normally used.
Am I getting the feeling that our soldier is the culprit?
Oh, Oh, you
and the
know
war is
what?
complete.
That's actually a really good idea. Speaking of Angel Heart, because that's exactly what happened in Angel Heart, that
I
thriller.
think that's what
Where
clicked
it
me
was
back.
exactly what happened. See, what was I was thinking of doing is have the devil tear his head off, right? And I guess that's what we're kind of leaning to at here. But now you've said the perfect thing. That in fact, it's
Mm.
it's the soldier who rips the head off the bumpkin.
Off the
Off the bumpkin.
bumpkin.
The bumpkin. This guy.
This chap. Yeah.
This guy. I called him the
Yeah.
bumpkin.
The
That's
chap with
really
the hat.
rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that rude to
Done.
call him a bumpkin? I'll put a little
I guess
flower.
it's yeah. If the word bumpkin's rude.
Yeah, it's definitely rude. It's definitely rude. Especially if we put a smile on this guy's face. Suddenly suddenly this thing got real.
Yeah.
It really. Maybe I should save my negativity next time, because sometimes this can work out. Now we've got a choice here. We can end this one of two cool ways. It's basically whose head is going to get held in the air, isn't it? That's the question.
Yep.
Is it the bumpkin? If we had an audience now, we could be voting on this. Whose head is it?
Right. We could.
Okay. So
I'm just trying to think how we're getting away with not really covering the theme of war on this last page. I guess it's the never-ending war between good and evil is one way to look at it.
I was thinking of putting it in in the bumpkin's speech here, that he was saying the Jester's head was taken by the devils.
Okay.
Um,
This war will never end.
So you have a think about that, D-Man, while I sketch up that. While I
Here I am trying to look up some Dore art to chuck at you, so you can have some kind of finale out of control cell that could represent war of good and evil, but I think that might be just way too much.
What's Dore? What do you mean?
Dore is the old Gustave Dore. He's done some ridiculously phenomenal, spectacular Paradise Lost art with wood carving. Just trying to find one of the classic angels versus demons picture, which there's a few. The one that's a reasonable size that I could just quickly snap up for you, but that would have been...
Never heard of
That wouldn't
Dore.
have really done anything for us in this case. I think.
Never heard of Dore. Well, if you could find anything,
I think
be
when
interested.
Yeah.
You can just put anything up. It doesn't matter even what it is, since I've never heard of.
Sure. I'll try and find a reasonable size one that'll fit on the... You've definitely seen this stuff.
Whose face is this? I think that's pretty gory. There you go. But we did ask for a thriller.
It's thrilling, that's for sure. I think thriller's a fair genre where you can almost do anything you want to it. There's enough suspense to get us through.
I think it should be the soldier's head.
Okay.
Just because it just looks good like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just looks
it
like
does. It
the
fits
right.
to that.
And then the war thing is fit in because he's a soldier, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's a soldier. Basically,
Only
it's,
because we're out of time and we've completely gone overboard on this. I'll accept that.
he's a soldier, and it looks like a war kind of image. You know, it's,
Sure.
it's war enough.
Hey, the important thing is we got some cells down. We got some pages down. Took a little longer because of the speeches and the speech bubbles and the dialogue, but we can do a run through of this and have a fair idea of what we've done and how it can be expanded on.
Yep. Herring
But again,
the Red.
Yock, well done.
I
It
think
was tricky. It was a bit painful, but you know.
Alright, here we go.
We always end up, like I said, with some form of violence. Before.
It looks like he's smiling with his mustache.
He's enjoying. It's the last thing he did. So.
All right. Okay, so that was that.
Okay,
Let's go back through it.
We'll try and get an analogy of war going in this last one somehow.
Did you
but
get
let's
one
go
of
back to page 1.
Can I just see this guy's art? Did you bring something up?
Oh yeah, it's there. It's there in the reference, but it's quite an inspirational artist. It might be a bit too
I should make
big
these,
in that shot there, but
I think I should
that's an
make
angel.
them bigger. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It might be a bit too big. I got to try and figure out this size thing.
Yeah, I'm going to make the window for the reference bigger too.
A window reference to get, so you can fit the whole thing in, but it's quite spectacular.
Okay, so we've got to think of a name quickly for this one too. So we have the medieval city.
It's a medieval thriller.
The Jester, who's been murdered.
Jester, a soldier, a devil.
Who runs off back to the palace, and he says, "The Jester is missing his head, sire." This and the priest says, "Go only be the work of the devil. The devil wields no sword, and this is a worldly crime, your excellency. Find the head, and we shall find the culprit." See, we don't really need those speech bubbles, actually.
You mean that? Find the head, and we shall find the culprit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should kill that one. Let's
kill that one. Okay.
Kill that one.
Yep. It's pretty obvious. We did a close up on his face, so I think we know what he's going to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Devil wields no sword. This is a worldly crime, your
mysterious
excellency.
Character peering through the
actually,
drapes.
That also makes this guy the perfect person to say it as well.
Okay.
Because then he can have his upcomings, because he didn't believe it. He was a non-believer. Sure. The devil wields no sword. This is worldly crime, your excellency. And then meanwhile, looking
another little angle that's assisted it a bit better. There we go.
Yep.
And that gives us a better look at the mysterious figure behind the drape there.
Yes. Who is Mr.
Mr.
Jester the Red.
Mr. Red Herring.
Red. Herring the Red, yes.
Herring the Red, yeah.
I'm looking for the
Okay, so this dealt with theft, this page. So the first one was fear. This page dealt with theft. Moving on. He meets the bumpkin chap with the hat.
You speak of was taken by the devil himself. He's right behind you. And that's it. The end. He gets his head ripped off.
Okay. It's a never-ending war of good and evil, I guess.
Okay.
Thematically, we can end it like that.
Yep.
In the war sense.
3-page nasty.
Look, it's not that bad, Yog. You did well. We did all right. We were a bit tired, but we definitely came up with just something else.
Yes.
That we can, all this stuff can be expanded upon as usual.
It's
you
true.
got your beginning, your middle, and your end, and everything just starts to fill up with beats later on.
Yes. And we have a name.
To make things more clearer, to tie in all our issues, everything. It's the 3 pages that you can think about the whole time. The Jester. Jester's head. Nice. Good.
Great. Okay.
Excellent.
Thanks
Well,
D-Man, for another.
thank you.
We made it through. I mean, that's a 3-page story.
Yeah.
Not my favourite, but we've done it. There you go. It's certainly got a climactic ending.
It's worked out. It's just
All
like I said, it's another idea that's gone down. The more ideas, the merrier.
Okay.
And, I certainly look forward to the next one. As usual.
Yes. We'll each one gets better, except for this one, which wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like it. It's all good.
See you next
Excellent,
week then.
Dog. Till next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye.